This is pro Street Fighter player Coosco, and he is going to show me how to level up in Street Fighter 6. Legend rank is the highest rank in Street Fighter. Coosco has hit Legend rank multiple times, and he has proved through his recent CPT World Warrior Midwest Finals appearance that he deserves to be in the conversation for the best Street Fighter 6 player out there. But can he use this mastery of Street Fighter he's experienced personally to help teach a lowly 1500 MR player to get to his level? In this video, I attempt to cook Coosco in a first to 5, get his thoughts on how I can improve, and then head straight into ranked match while he watches to implement his feedback. After putting 700 plus hours into Street Fighter 6, you'd think that I'd be close to the level that a player like Coosco is at. You'd be wrong. But that is why this series exists. Fighting Game Crash Dummy is all about throwing myself into the depths by playing high-level players, getting their thoughts on improving, and attempting to reach similar levels of success in Street Fighter 6. Through this process, I hope to show you what it looks like to improve at fighting games. I hope you enjoy. I know you did your YouTube video on your channel about like your history with fighting games. But basically it started with like Mortal Kombat, right? Like that was your primary game?
So Mortal Kombat was my primary game. I've been playing fighting games all my life, but as far as getting into the FGC, I'm an 09er. I'm not too sure if, people see me like at tournaments, whatever. I have a jersey. It says 09 on the back of it just because I'm an 09er with Street Fighter 4 vanilla. And then I played like all types of games. I just played a ton of games, but my main one was like MK, but I still played a ton of fighting games.
And it's funny, like seeing your comments every once in a while, someone will be like, did you used to main Sonya? Like, are you the same Coosco?
Yeah, it's kind of dope because I low-key be forgetting that like I competed in like Mortal Kombat. I mean, Mortal Kombat's in my blood, my roots. But there's sometimes I just like, I've been so focused on Street Fighter that like, I'm not thinking about MK. And so there'll be times like people come to me at tournaments or people leave comments on YouTube or even say to me like in Twitter, like, oh bro, like your Sonya was nasty in MKX or we loved watching MK11. I was like, thanks. Like, yeah, I kind of forgot about that.
Are you going to be practicing for a combo breaker?
I'm definitely going to be playing MKX. Am I going to be like practicing hardcore for it? Probably not, but I definitely will be playing the game. Nice. I mean, honestly, I'm not sure if you're familiar with like Mash House, but it's, the home that I live in. We have people come over every Saturday. People have not stopped playing MKX. We still have like dedicated people like Mash House, like that is Mash House. Whoa. People love Mortal Kombat X, so they still play the game. Yeah. I was listening to the Guile Winquo episode of Trash Talk, the Brian F podcast, and he said that Texas has like a big CVS2 scene still. It does actually, more so I believe Houston area. Texas Showdown is a tournament that always hosts Capcom vs SNK 2, in which a lot of good players come out. I even have a photo of me and Boss. I'm not too sure how familiar you are with CVS2, but Boss is like, legendary, like the best CVS2 player. I got a picture of him at the last Texas Showdown I went to because he came for CVS2. I was like, bro, like it's very rare I go up and ask people for like pictures, but I'm like, bro, it's Boss, bro. That's Boss, bro. I think it's a god. Yeah. Yeah, I just edited Lex's Japan vlog, and he I was watching that
up with Boss. And it's super cool. It's like Boss is like he's like Stan Lee in the Marvel movies. Like there's always a cameo. I feel like Boss always shows up in the most random places, like before the movie's over.
I'm so sorry, but I don't watch like movies whatsoever. Like, I don't know when's the last time I've seen more. I think the last Marvel movie I watched was like Iron Man in theaters when I was like a teenager.
You don't watch movies?
I don't watch movies. I just don't. Which is ironic because my gamer tag is based off of a movie, but I was a child when I made that gamer tag.
So it's legit like Emperor's New Groove. Okay.
That was my favorite movie as a kid, and so I just named my stuff Coosco. It's misspelled on accident, like. I was a child. I didn't know how to spell Coosco, so I just sounded it out. So, okay, I guess like for an intro portion for the video, you have like, I mean, first of all, people, if you're in the Street Fighter 6 like space, you know Coosco. But what would you say, like, what are your aspirations for Street Fighter 6? So my aspiration for Street Fighter 6 is I feel like it's I don't want to say it's the last game because I'm going to be playing fighting games for the rest of my life, but I want to make the absolute most out of it. And that when I say most, it's not just competing like how I did like all the years of playing fighting games while I would mainly just do tournaments. I want to prioritize like Twitch streaming. I want to prioritize YouTube, which you have been a tremendous help with. Thank you so much, Bruno. For those who don't know, Bruno edits the videos on my YouTube channel. So it's been helping me out amazing. Like, it's awesome. I want to build up Mash House, get more eyes on Mash House. So I want to do all that, do like the focal point of like Street Fighter 6. So say, for instance, the first year, 2 years of Street Fighter 6, I've been going really ham competitively. And thankfully, I have gotten some great results. But I don't want to limit myself to just that. I want to definitely have people have more eyes on it, just like the fact that people will be able to watch me if I'm not in tournaments, with the YouTube and Twitch and stuff like that. So I definitely want to cover all bases to eventually, in the future, to like build my brand to the point that I am able to not necessarily live off of it, but whenever I go on to have like another job or whatever, I want to be able to like put a lot of effort into my content and for people to keep coming back and just enjoy fighting games with me as a whole.
The Capcom Pro Tour thing. Okay, so this season it's already it's occurring later this year. But are you still you still have your sights set on qualifying for Capcom Pro Tour in the future?
Every year. Last year, I guess you can say 2024 was my very first time trying to qualify for Capcom Cup. My first real take. All the other times I didn't play Street Fighter competitively up until 6, and then there was year 1, but I didn't participate in any of the online stuff. And then my first take at it, I was able to get the regional finals. Thankfully, ended up gaining 5th. I obviously wanted to win, but 5th place will definitely take that. Even though I am venturing out into other avenues within the fighting game world, at its core of my heart, I'm just a competitor. Till I die, I just love competing in tournaments. So I will definitely still be giving my all when it comes to the CPT season.
And given the Cammy massacre, you're sticking with your girl?
Yeah, she definitely got hit, but she's still really, really good. She went from top 3. I feel like she was she will say top 5. I'll say she's undoubtedly top 3 pre-patch. Now she obviously is just outside top 5, but she's still a really good character. She's just not as potent.
I would say the audience for this is people that are kind of intermediate, that maybe this is their first fighting game, competing your experiences, but I would say 1300 to 1700 is probably the best group of people that get value out of it. So in your experience, what are some things that kind of range of player can be doing to improve?
It's more so falling out of bad flowcharts, I would say. I actually do Metafy. I don't know if you noticed, but I do Metafy coaching. And I actually sit down with players in which, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but people have thanked me really a lot for pointing out their flaws and whatnot. It might be difficult to pinpoint 1300 to 1700 MR players because I don't really be playing players like that. I guess it doesn't really match me up against players like that.
You said we're trash and you don't play us.
No.
That's okay. I get it.
I feel lower level MRs, their anti-airs are probably lacking. They might have a very exploitable thing that they do on defense. So say for instance, examples that maybe they don't have DPs. Maybe they can't Dragon Punch, right? Maybe they're trying to perfect parry your jump in, right? So if you're playing in that realm of 1500 MR or whatever, they're less likely to adapt. And more so wanting to just ram their own gameplay. And so if you see that they try to parry when you jump in or whatever, it's all right, mental note, next time I jump, I always do empty jump at the throw, right?
Okay.
And it tells you, the first round tells you so much about an opponent. Honestly, the first 10 seconds, which hopefully, by the time I'm watching you in a ranked match or whatever, the way we play, I definitely pick out some of the stuff, but always keep in mind that Street Fighter 6 is a game of reverse tug of war. Reverse tug of war, and you want to fight for your space. So try not to give up space.
What do you mean by reverse tug of war? I like that idea.
Reverse tug of war is, say for instance, you're playing tug of war and you want to walk backwards, right? Reverse tug of war, you want to move forward. So space is so crucial in Street Fighter 6, right? Because not only is it so crucial, Street Fighter 6 is a game of, you've seen Cammy, you've seen Ken, they hit you once, they'll take you really far across the screen. And so people always say, oh, my gosh, Street Fighter 6 is just a casino. I'm constantly guessing. And it's not necessarily that you're guessing. It's more so what puts you in the situation. Is your neutral lacking? Are you not hitting buns with the intent of it landing? Are you just throwing buns out? If you're just throwing buns out and your opponent whiff punishes you, that's going to lead you to a sticky situation. Now you're on knockdown. You're like, oh my gosh, I have to guess. Yes, you have to guess, but that's because you whiffed.
Yeah.
People don't want to go back to see like what led them to this action just now.
Yeah, that's a great point. I think the situation before the checkmate or the guess for game is like, okay, you got clipped by low forward, and that's like your spacing, you know? And I saw this thing like Ken obviously has crazy corner carry, but I was watching Gachi-kun because I've been playing Rashid, and he's been doing like this setup that literally is corner to corner. It's 4 bars of drive gauge, but it's like corner to corner. And I'm like, oh, the corner is so important on offense. So if you have the resources and you've got the corner carry situation like labbed out, then you gain, like, it's the reverse tug of war that you're talking about. Like, I can turn the tides with 4 bars of drive gauge and go to the opposite end of the screen and then like do my offensive pressure, which Rashid is so good at.
Yeah. Even I like that you mentioned like the 4 bars and whatnot, because there's so many small things in Street Fighter 6 that gets overlooked. Like, even just drive gauge alone can tell you a lot about what your opponent is going to do. Let's say first is Gachi-kun. I mean, I'm not even just going to say Gachi-kun. It's going to be any type of player that has, like, say, 2 bars of drive gauge and, like, you know, they have you in the corner. If they're really good, they're going to play off this. If they're, like, probably like, in the lower MRs and whatnot, they might not be, like, thinking about it. But say, for instance, you're playing, like, a really good player, right? If they have 2 bars or maybe 1 bar of drive gauge, I feel like they're going to be less like to do like a strike. They might go for a more safer approach. Maybe they'll try to throw you because, one, if they try to strike, the opponent might perfect parry and then hit them, and then boom, they're close to burnout. Or say first is the person that's knocked down, they're on defense. Maybe they have 2 bars of drive gauge, right? It's a game of probability. So if you try to go for a strike and your opponent is knocked down, they have 2 bars of drive gauge, they might be trying to go for a parry, get that drive gauge back. Me, I'm like, okay, they have this little drive gauge left. Let me try to throw them. That's probably the safer option right there. They try to parry, boom, you throw them, boom, they're like insanely close to burnout. Like literally just like next strike, they're burnt out. And now they're in a really bad situation. Yeah. So all these little things come into play of like how they're going to maneuver and operate the match. They might get more desperate, start jumping, you know, they don't want to get burnt out.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And it's like, I know that people are really like dooming. You did your video on Costume 4 and like they do this freaking avatar thing and like, you know, having conversations with people that are like, it feels like the game is dying. And I'm like, dude, like this, the foundation that like the mechanics that this game is built upon, Street Fighter has always been a great series. But like having conversations like this, I'm like, dude, it's so freaking dope. Like it's such a dope game.
It's amazing, and some people just unfortunately don't see it. But like sometimes you have to explicitly say it out loud for people to start like to understand. But on the surface, I mean, I can like understand the complaints and whatnot. But like if you're really like hardcore and deep into like the gameplay, I feel like Street Fighter 6 is very enjoyable. Of course, some stuff can be potent, but I might be a tiny bit biased because I come from Mortal Kombat X, and that game is like 2 times more potent and 2 times more unfair. So a game like Street Fighter 6 isn't like bizarre to me. I'm like, all right, you know, people have their drive rush, whatnot, which I mean, I may not be a complete fan of, but there's other options to deal with, you know, certain situations.
Yeah. All right, let me cook you real quick.
Yeah. Do a quick 3-0. What's it? First to 3, first to 5?
First to 5. Let's do a first to 5.
Another fight.
You played You were saying about perfect pairing, dive kick.
You're in my way.
Where's the cooking, bro? You say you're gonna...
Strike.
Dude, come on. You have level 1, you have level 2.
Well, it's more so sending a message. You know, you say you're gonna cook me, I'm like, all right, hold this unskippable cutscene.
I've got the data I needed.
Okay.
And now you'll never win another sequence in your life. You'll never win neutral again in your life.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Down and out. Coming in.
You're in my way.
Cross cuff, I got him.
I paid the toll.
Get!
Alright, I'm out.
Oh, you look, you look. Like I
No,
said.
no, no, chill. Stop. Take this out.
Got it.
Get level 3? No.
Come on now, you gotta have real setup.
Dude, I was told by a reliable source that crouching medium punch was.
Yeah. Oh, no, I did the wrong combo though. That's fine. Okay.
Great Desert Storm.
Oh no. Oh no. Mixed them good. You were saying? Talk to me. I mean, I'm 3 up right now. Okay.
I summon you, Great Desert Storm. Got a cold. Is it?
Uh-oh. That's CA. Yeah, that's CA.
Oh yeah.
Uh-oh.
Down and out.
I blocked those.
What is happening?
Uh-oh. He was so close to a round, y'all. He was close. He was so close. No. No. Oh, okay. Hold on. I'm not scared.
Let's go.
Here comes the... Here comes something. 5 of them days, you know, a little bit anticlimactic, but you know, we got the work done.
All right, man. Give it to me straight. What areas need the most improvement?
So I would say definitely dealing with the your opponent's aerial approach, which you start to get a little bit better at. You start doing DPs, but I would say that you got into the bad habit of doing perfect parry as an anti-air, which is funny because that's what I said before we even started playing. So that's very funny. I would say know how to use Rashid's level 2.
What am I doing wrong?
I'm not a Rashid player. That's something that you got to look at Lord Gachikun or Big JB. I don't know exact Rashid setups.
Dang, Dual Kevin's in your region and you didn't even mention him?
Dual Kevin as well.
That's crazy,
Dual Kevin as
bro.
well. All right, so I will say, you know, when I watch you play like in ranked, try to react with, you know, Rashid's anti-air, which his anti-air is not terrible. It's definitely like doable. I've played, you know, against Dual Kevin and stuff like that too. It's pretty difficult to jump in on them. You were doing Rashid's overhead, but you were more so doing it out of like the neutral. Try to do drive rush overhead. That's cheap. I wish I had a drive rush overhead. That's like the most, people don't talk about that enough. It's such a silly mechanic, drive rush overhead. So that's something that I would say you just do like in the neutral, where it be all setups or what have you. Just do it to try like to catch people off guard.
All right, I'm going to share my screen. This player is never going to jump in on me. I'm going to anti-air every time. I'm going to drive rush overhead. I'm going to. I don't think I can
reverse
fix
tug of war.
Okay, yeah.
Try not to whiff.
Where you going?
See, you would have hit me with the overhead.
Yeah, I will say that's not a good habit to have. I mean, I'm sure you can do it on players like this when you get higher. Yeah.
I gotcha.
So okay, you tech against him, but not against me.
Where you going?
Oh, he tried to do it to you.
He hit me with the fake Bruno. This guy is. Is that like a spacing crap? What you guys' name is that?
I summon you! Great Desert Storm!
Nice. There you go.
Where you going?
Oh no!
No, I just.
No! There was no reason to parry right there. There was no reason to parry right there. Just hold down back.
Fucking catch his drive rusher. Oh, he keeps on doing it. He keeps on doing the jumping at the same time.
Where you going?
Nice. Oh no. Again?
I OD.
Oh no! That was a crash out DP.
Oh no! This can't happen.
I guarantee you will have a way worse time playing that game. Okay.
Great Desert Storm!
That was not the intended use of the freaking level 2.
It wasn't useful, but it was cool. Oh no. No, you're so light. You're so. Oh, he doesn't finish.
That was scary. Ew. What is he doing? Ew.
I think he's buffering level 2.
I know he's buffering, but he looks goofy. Ew.
All right. Let's reel it back in. What I'm noticing is that you're not trying to approach via ground game. You're just like doing these like random jumps. And these random jumps just aren't even working out to begin with. So not only are these random jumps not working out, you're like putting yourself in very odd spots that kind of leads to scrambles. So more and more scrambles are coming out of this as opposed to just playing like a solid neutral game, I would say. More grounded approach. There's been times this guy has shown you that he does whiff his buttons. It's more so you have to be comfortable with punching some of his buttons. One thing I noticed too is that when you have him in the corner, there was like 2 instances that you miss your distance for grabbing him. So like you did like, I think you did like that plus frame attack or whatever, and then you were outside range and you just like whiff throw. And so that threw your momentum off completely.
Here comes a new challenger.
Neutral. Okay, I'm gonna play a grounded game. I'm never gonna jump ever again.
I mean, you can jump. Jumping is good, but have it be like a strategic jump.
Okay, every time. You're never getting it on. I might mess it up and you might get a huge combo on me, but you're never going to jump in on me. I can't. I said I'm gonna do a grounded game.
Hey,
Okay,
relax.
lock in. Don't worry. We're good. She just whipped in front of me. Let it happen.
Ew. Oh, he jumped.
Okay. Grounded. Drive gauge. Oh, he just jumped.
She whipped in your face. You're letting her jump. And now she's driving packs her. Smoking my boy.
Okay, whiff punish. So late, I don't understand. You see why I do it, though, right? They let me go. Burn them out.
Great desert
Okay. That's so good for you.
Because they're the same drive gauge scenario.
Yeah, but then he did the thing I just said. You just jump and then now you're in this weird position. You're in a very weird position, Bruno. Because you jumped. I told you not to jump. And now you're fighting for your life. And he's burnt out. He's the one fighting for his life. And now he jumps. He knows that you got. He knows you don't got anti-airs. He just jumps. Bruno. Bruno, like I said it out loud, and that's what happened. You get put into a sticky situation because you jumped at a very odd time, and then now you're just like cornered.
I'm never gonna jump again.
You can jump, but be strategic.
Why do you press there?
What? Bruno. Oh my gosh.
Don't try.
Bro. I'm
washed.
You heard me.
No, they win.
You did EXDP off of a blocked normal overhead. He's -3. Just by the way. What was the overhead for? Like, what's... Remember, if you want to overhead, I would say do it out of drive.
Great desert storm.
Oh my god. From downtown.
I'm in there, bro.
Downtown.
They are freaking out. This person's goated with the sauce. Coosco, I need to do one more.
Judy.
Give me one more.
Yeah. Before I give you one more, we have to talk about it. Your overheads aren't efficient enough. The way you're placing your overheads, right?
Okay.
And then dude, don't accept it just yet. Don't
I'm
accept
not
it. Just
gonna-
let
I'm
it.
not
Yeah.
gonna
Okay. Don't
accept
accept
it.
it. Don't accept it.
I'm not gonna-
Because even then, like after the loop, I felt you accepted too fast. You just went. You didn't learn from it. You just went straight to another
I did
match. And the
everything
same
wrong,
thing
dude.
happened. Same thing happened. I mentioned to you like, oh hey, watch out for those jumps. Both you and your opponent. But yeah, the overhead, man. If you want to do like normal overhead, it is good to like throw out like, you know, here and there, but like it's more so efficient. Say for instance in a corner, if you want to hit him with the meaty where you're able to like combo off of it, sure, that's good. If you want to close out around, hit him with the overhead, that's amazing. But if you're just playing around in neutral and you throw out the overhead, that's not necessarily the best. Because sure, you get damage, but like it doesn't really lead to too much. Just play like a regular neutral game with say like stand heavy punch, crouch medium kick, stand heavy kick, you know, Rashid stuff. But yeah, I didn't obviously try to anti-air. And one thing I do want to note too, which this isn't necessarily on like a gameplay perspective or like technological perspective, I should say, but more so like a psychology of it all. One thing I do want to point out is that both the opponents you played against, the Luke and the Jury, after like round one or whatever, like say for instance they win a round, their round start the next game was drive rush. Literally both of them, they just drive rush. It's like a common thing, right? So say for instance how like a match goes. So maybe like a lower level player, like say for instance the people who just played, they play a round or whatever. It's like, all right, next round I'm just gonna try to like start my offense as fast as possible. The final round of you and the Luke player, y'all both did round start drive rush. Instead, I think of you playing against these players. Like, okay, going to this round, just by how they show, you don't even have to look at their MR, just by how they're playing. Like, all right, how are they going to start the next round? Are they going to be more aggressive? Maybe I should just chill, just hold down back and try to check their drive rush. At the higher levels, when it comes to these drive rush interactions, like round start, it usually comes down to how like a match ended before, like the last round. Say for instance something kooky happened, it was a scramble, your opponent like barely lost in a really like crummy way. That's like that should give you that should plant a chip in your brain that says, hey, this round start, they're gonna be desperate. They're upset about what happened, and they're gonna take their feelings out on the game as well as on me. I gotta look out for that. So these people, it more so boils down to them just being impatient, wanting to get the round over with or the game over with, and that resorts to them do like round start drive rush. So what I'm saying all this to say is that when you do your next rounds or whatever, take in consideration how your opponent feels to react to how they start the round. You don't have to do drive rush yourself necessarily, but just do down back and just see how they react. If you do down back, see how they react, boom, check their drive rush. Are they gonna try to jump? Boom, try to answer. Are they walking back? Okay, that's letting you know like, hey, they're gonna be a little bit more reserved. Maybe they're gonna be more cautious. A lot of stuff comes down to how a round ended previously to basically influence how your opponent plays the game.
My brain feels so big right now. So what I'm hearing is I need to play fundamentally. I need to take into account the speed at which my opponent is playing, or
yes,
it's like
it's something that's not talked about enough. You have to know your opponent's emotions and feelings. Even if they're stone cold or whatever, it's the inevitable. They are going to like break in a sense, and it's going to show in their gameplay.
Okay, I'm never gonna lose ever again in my Street Fighter career. I am not going to jump unless I have a really, really strong read on their fireball pattern or, you know, their game plan. I'm going to down back round start I'm just going to take in data every time, okay? Dude, look at the poetry of Cammy White being on screen. I'm down backing and I'm going to spawn and I'm going to anti-air. Reverse tug of war.
He started his game off, you know, going backwards a bit. And then reverse tug of war is going on right now. You were slowly pushing to the corner. He likes to go for a shin. That's a random sweep. Is he gonna drive us? He does. You could have reacted with EXDP. Wow. He didn't like that. Boom. That tells you a lot about your opponent right there. Those two interactions tells you a lot. Bruno, you're giving him too much respect.
I need to drive rush in?
No, not drive rush. Stop putting buttons down. Do you like staying medium kicks and stuff like that?
What does that
so even
mean?
then, like you finally hit a button that got him to hit a button.
Oh yeah. Huh? Oh yeah.
This is a real setup. Okay? I'm not getting freaking level 3 again.
Where you going?
Cannon strike!
This is super good for you. Gotta watch out for a jump. Oh, okay, nice. Ooh, I don't know if... Okay.
ODDP on the dive kick.
Bruno, do not.
I whiff punish. One time, baby. Okay. Down backing.
Oh yeah. Down and out.
Level 3. Level 2.
Summon Great Desert Storm.
He wants nothing to do with it.
Down and out.
He likes to jump out of corners, so watch out for it. Oh, there's a jump.
You saw it. You saw it. You saw the heavy mixer attempt.
Real quick, he tends to go for shimmies. If he goes for shimmy, just like down back, and react to him walking backwards with low forward drive rush. You have to go for shimmy. Also, he plays very reserved. See, like there, he tried to go for the shimmy.
I hate it. Oh, what is going on, dude?
Oh, dang, dude, he hit you with that lag spike.
It was such a perfect neutral jump.
Bruno, he is really bad in the mid screen. He is very bad in the neutral game. Mess him up, mess him up. Notice yourself. Oh!
Okay. Stop pressing.
Oh yeah! I summon you! Great Desert Storm!
You think you're allowed to do that, dude? He likes to jump out. How many times?
Nice.
Down and out!
Jumping.
Good stuff. Ooh. Oh no, now you're burnt out. He's so desperate right now.
Level one, baby. Level one. Okay. Send it. We send it.
Okay.
With Coosco by my side, I will never lose again.
Okay.
Let me chill.
He's getting desperate at the end of final round. EXDP like that. He doesn't have neutral. He just walks back and he'll jump with your random throw. Oh,
No, that was fireball.
that's fine.
Okay. It's fine. Low forward.
Bruno, you gotta back there when you get knocked out. Nice.
I summon you! Great Desert Storm!
There you go. Oh. Jesus Christ, Bruno. Like, I aged like 10 years watching you play.
Okay.
It's 1-1.
Start.
Remember, he doesn't have neutral. He'll just drive rush. He'll drive rush, he'll just walk back, he'll jump, he'll do drill, he'll do anything but play a ground game.
He's gonna throw. He throws every time. He's gonna win the perfect parry. He waits for the first down back and then he throws every time.
Right.
No. This guy sucks, dude. No, this guy sucks. Can I tell him? Can I invite him to a custom lobby and tell him that he sucks?
No, we have to be zenful.
Cammy wins!
You want to hear my thoughts? Because I wrote a couple stuff down, you know. Before I even get started on specifics of like that Cammy match, right? You started by saying, okay, I'm not going to jump. I'm just going to play fundamentally solid and all that stuff. No, jump. Do drive rush. I'm not going to drive. No, drive rush. Jump. Do all that stuff. Because you have to tell your opponent, hey, I'm not afraid to use these tools. That Cammy player was just down backing. And the first game, he mainly just walked backwards. It wasn't until later on to say he started like jumping and doing dive kicks. But for the most part, he was just walking back. That's why I was like, bro, Bruno, hit a button, do something. Like, you're just walking back. Like, even start the dance. You started the dance with the stand fears. You hit him. Unfortunately, you didn't confirm it to anything. And he immediately just mash crouch medium kick. And boom, the dance is going. Y'all getting more interactive. Like, it's basically like he was shy. Y'all were both shy. Y'all both eyeing each other across the room or whatever. But like y'all were too scared to interact. You know, as soon as you interact, it's all right, cool. And then yeah, I'll start feeling each other. That's when I'll start playing the game. One thing that I started doing a lot in the set is that he shimmied you so many times. Not necessarily you didn't bite for it, but his ankles were exposed so many times because he just kept trying to bait a shimmy, and you just let him walk back. If anything, like you can do down back. You're blessed to have a crouch medium kick drive rush. Just react to them walking back and do low forward drive rush. They're not gonna block unless you're really good and like change up the timings. Their ankles are completely exposed. You have got the momentum, you have got some damage in, and then boom. And also don't tunnel vision, right? You have to keep it very dynamic. Just know that you have these options at your disposal and like when to sprinkle some of that on top of the gameplay. And then like say for instance, you were saying, oh hey, he's gonna dive kick, I'm an EXDP. He's gonna dive kick, I'm an EXDP. That's how people be feeling, bro. They'll be getting tunnel vision. And guess what? It never came. He jumped like eventually, but he didn't do what you thought he was gonna do. So that's in a way, it's very easy for people to fall into tunnel vision. But remember to keep it dynamic, you know? Think of all these options. Okay, he can do this, he can do that, he can do that, and keep like little like percentages of each little option. But like don't like hell bent like I'm looking for this because it may just never come. But overall, I mean, hey, you got some games in. Maybe they didn't get the sets, but you got some games.
I got game in. I got one total game the entire night.
Well,
I let my goat down.
No. As long as you're trying, because at the end of the day, that's all you can do is try. At least you're taking the effort to improve. There's some people that's just ignorant and don't even try to take the effort to improve or even like ask anybody for help.
This has been incredibly helpful. Thank you, Coosco of Texas.
Texas. Thank you.
Any parting thoughts for the audience?
I mean, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I mean, it was probably difficult to watch that beatdown of me 5-0ing Bruno, but I'm sorry that I killed y'all's goat. But hey, you know what? We all are a work of progress, and we all get back on our feet. And yeah, if you guys do need help with anything on Street Fighter 6, you know, the Metafy is there. I definitely have helped out clients and students and whatnot. And I'm not even trying to toot more on horn, but like there's been some that's just been like super, super dual that I was able to help them out. Because sometimes all you need is like someone to really sit down and dissect exactly what's going wrong. And some stuff, it may not even be like all these like factors. It might be like two little dings that you didn't even realize that you were doing that can turn the tide like crazy.
Thank you.
No, thank you for letting me beat that 5-0.
I got so cooked.